Bob Riley, HIGHLIFE Magazine, HIGHLIFE Studio. I'm here with Dr. Michelle Weiner from the Spine and Wellness Centers of America. I think it's also .com. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you went to school, and where you live now.
So I'm originally from New York. I've been in South Florida for most of my training, and I currently live in Miami, but I have offices all throughout South Florida.
Oh, nice. So where are some of your offices?
One office is in Kendall, I have one in Coconut Grove, one in Hollywood, and Boca Raton.
Nice. So you have 4 different locations.
Yes, and I'm a pain management physician, and I obviously am a cannabis physician as well.
Nice. Do you support medical marijuana?
I do. I'm a huge advocate. I was one of the first physicians to recommend in the state, and I really enjoy educating the physicians in Florida about the medical benefits and also helping patients.
Nice. And how about adult use?
I am in favor of adult use. I think that cannabis is a natural plant that we should all learn how to use to optimize and cultivate our own health.
Why did you decide to start working with cannabis patients? Do you have a personal story or a family member or a friend?
Yeah, so as an interventional pain management physician, I was very frustrated with the tools that I had to help patients in order to stop their pain and to improve their quality of life. And so instead of just pharmaceuticals and injections, when cannabis became legal, I thought it would be a great opportunity to integrate this into my practice. And I do have a personal experience that happened when I was not a physician yet, but I saw my grandma suffering with pain, and she was taking a opioid medication that ultimately may have led to her passing away. And at that time, there were not many other options. And so when cannabis became legal, I started doing my research and learning a lot about how it could be a great pain medication. And now I actually look to use it for patients who are suffering with pain, but also the senior population, so that they understand that there's no respiratory suppression with opioids. We can mitigate a lot of the intoxicating effects, and it can improve their quality of life and end of life as well.
Nice. When did you actually start working with cannabis patients?
I've been working for the past 4 years with cannabis patients, and probably have 2,500 patients on cannabis and many just on CBD from hemp.
Oh, okay. And how has working in the cannabis industry changed your perspective on marijuana?
So I think that cannabis, I respect it the way that other people respect pharmaceuticals. So it really changes the way that I treat patients. I have a much deeper relationship with them because we're having conversations and educating them about their goals. And I enjoy my job much more than really just putting needles in people's spine. I really like getting to the root cause of the problem and trying to understand where the patient's suffering and how I can improve their lives.
What are your thoughts on hemp or hemp-derived CBD?
I think that CBD, as long as it is lab tested, is great from hemp or from cannabis. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that CBD has the benefit of balancing our endocannabinoid system. It's a thing that actually can make our own naturally occurring cannabinoids, and people who are suffering from anxiety, especially now, and that fight or flight, constant heightened nervous system state, and also people who are dealing with inflammation, which is our society dealing with poor nutrition and lack of exercise. I think that everybody really should be taking CBD.
Okay. The cannabis industry is predominantly dominated by men. How has that affected you in doing what you do? Has it limited your ability to do what you do, or has being a woman given you the ability to approach cannabis with patients from a different perspective?
So I think I'm very confident and secure with my cannabis education and with my patient population, since I do have so many patients on medical cannabis and I have a lot of experience working with them. But I do think that cannabis is a beautiful plant, and I think that being a mother and a sister and a daughter, that we approach things with a sense of love and kindness. And I think that the cannabis plant has a lot of feminine and female properties that a woman can properly address and get across to the patient in a different way. That bedside manner that some people have goes hand in hand with cannabis and other botanicals.
As a Florida woman in cannabis, what do you believe needs to happen or change to help mainstream the cannabis message?
As a Florida woman in cannabis, I think that one of my goals is to educate people that you don't have to get high and that you don't have to smoke the plant, that there are other ways of
Absolutely.
using it, that there are safe routes of administration, that it's dose dependent, it should be respected the same way that any medication is respected, and that it's a natural plant that we should use to optimize our health.
All right, I mean, that makes sense to me. Women tend to make most of the healthcare decisions in the home, yet we keep marketing to men. I call it the cannabis syndrome. In your opinion, what does the cannabis industry need to do to better market cannabis to men?
I think that since women do make the healthcare decisions in their family, we have to market cannabis with the evidence as a medication and not just for wellness. So a lot of women look at it as something to supplement them, for increasing their activity or maybe their stress level or sleep, but they don't respect it the same way they would with pharmaceuticals. And so if the woman is making these decisions, then they'll be able to tell their husband, for example, or even look at their child and say, maybe cannabis could be an option for you because you're suffering from this condition.
I gotcha. Okay. And it is a female plant too.
Right.
The best medicine comes from the female plant.
Exactly, it is a female plant.
So, I wanted to ask you, what are the qualifying conditions to be able to be issued a medical marijuana card?
So some of the qualifying conditions are multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, ALS, seizures, cancer, Crohn's, PTSD, HIV and AIDS, and then we have and glaucoma, and then we have other debilitating conditions. So these are likewise. So for example, someone who has muscle spasms, that's a similar symptom to, let's say, someone with MS, multiple sclerosis, or people who are suffering from insomnia, that's a debilitating condition. Anxiety is similar to PTSD. Chronic pain syndromes. So there's any other debilitating condition that is similar to one of those conditions, we are able to use cannabis and make a recommendation for them.
And if they want to find out more information, where do they need to go?
So my website's drmichelleweiner.com, and our number is 305-974-5533.
Thank you very much for your time.